This is 7 and 4 News Today.
Good morning. Just about 6 o'clock now on a Thursday. I'm Hannah Kumler, filling in for Tom Kramer.
And I'm Lauren Springer. Thanks for waking up with us as we kind of wind down our week.
Yes.
58 degrees. Taking a live look over the Mackinac Bridge this morning. And
Chilly. I don't like seeing 58.
it's been smelling as I walk out to my car in the morning. I smell fall. You know,
yeah,
that
the air just
crisp.
feels different.
It
yeah.
does. It does feel different. We're changing. We're changing in the progress.
What is it now, Mark? Why do you have your head in your hands?
58 degrees is not bad. I mean,
Cut from the guy coming from the south.
well, no, 58
Just
degrees
wait till February.
in the morning, you know, you can't beat that. The wind is light, sky's mostly clear. Now, there is some fog apparently down around Big Rapids this morning, but nothing widespread. We're watching the rain out in northern Minnesota head our way. Now, that'll cut across the map this afternoon, 4, 5, 6 o'clock to about 8, 9, 10 o'clock. And when the rain gets here, we'll get some thunder and lightning. Also this afternoon, the winds will increase, and they'll be very gusty later today. But right now, things are pretty mild. It's 66 at Frankfort, 54 at Alpena, 51 at Sault Ste. Marie. It has dropped to 48 at Manistee, and it's in the 40s out at Marquette. But these are mild temperatures here, 58 at Minneapolis, 59 the current temperature in the Chicago area. And we're looking at a great weekend and a great Monday, the holiday. I think the winds come down, we'll get some sun through the clouds, and the temperatures will be mild. However, before we get to this holiday weekend, we need to talk about what's going to happen later today. I'll give you all that information in about 15 minutes.
Time now for your morning rush. This Thursday morning, we start with what's been developing while you were sleeping. We've been keeping a close eye on the latest path of now Hurricane Dorian as it moves closer to the Florida coast. Now, you can see here, this is the first rain coming into Puerto Rico from the hurricane. It was a tropical storm and has now strengthened into a Category 1 hurricane as it continues to make its way inland. It could strengthen into a Category 3 hurricane, potentially causing damage and trouble for the Caribbean islands as well as Florida.
And speaking of Florida, Dorian is expected to make landfall in the Florida Peninsula on Sunday or Monday. In West Palm Beach, you can see on your screen the lines are already long at gas stations. And in the Orlando area, people are already starting to fill up sandbags to mitigate rising floodwaters. Now we're going to take a live look along the Florida coast this morning. Here's a marina in Fort Lauderdale. This is courtesy of EarthCam. Now, while it's too early to determine Dorian's exact path, we're going to toss things over to 7 and 4's Mark Watkins in the Storm Team Weather Center. He'll explain where it looks like the storm is headed right now. Mark?
I've got the latest information from the National Hurricane Center, and the path does take it towards central Florida over the next few days. First of all, right now, it's out of the Caribbean. You can see where it's been, and you can see where it's going off toward the northwest. Hurricane Dorian right now has winds 85 miles per hour. That's a Category 1. It will strengthen over the next 24 hours to Category 2, then Category 3 over the weekend as it approaches Florida. That is the latest projected path right there. So Sunday morning, we're talking about a Category 3 north of the Bahamas, east of the coastline of Florida with winds 125 miles per hour. It's approaching the Florida coast, very close. Monday morning at 2 a.m. in these waters, it's going to create a tremendous surge of water around the Cape Canaveral area. Keep in mind the right-hand side of the storm paths is where the highest surge, the heaviest rain, and the highest winds usually are. And that is where it will be Tuesday morning inland. The center point would be just south of the Orlando area. Those are the two key positions in this projected path. We'll update this regularly through the day and the weekend. Hannah?
Thanks, Mark. And Hurricane Dorian is also creating a political storm in Washington. Joe Biden has called President Trump's tweets on Puerto Rico, quote, bizarre. Trump attacked Puerto Rico on Twitter, calling it corrupt. He also criticized San Juan's mayor and claimed he's the best thing to ever happen to the territory.
The longer we put this off, the more we risk having those bigger issues.
It failed by a small margin in the May election. Now Benzie Central Schools is once again asking for more money to improve their facilities. The school district is asking voters to approve a $48 million increase to the current bond. 48% said yes to that request in May. 52% said no.
Also today, the gun control group Moms Demand Actions will partner with Florida representatives to discuss federal legislation on gun violence. A press conference will be held at City Hall in Coral Springs, not far from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. That's the site of the 2018 mass shooting. This meeting comes on the heels of the 2 mass shootings this month, one in El Paso, Texas, the other in Dayton, Ohio, where a total of 31 people were killed.
6:04 now. President Trump will participate today in the establishment of the U.S. Space Command. Space Command will be responsible for planning and carrying out space operations, including missile warning, satellite operations, space control, and space support. It's the first step in what the Trump administration hopes will become the new Space Force military branch. Now, this project is still in the early stages. It does need congressional approval.
Hi, I'm Tom Kramer. I'm in Wexford County this morning, and we're talking about getting ready to go back to school, but a little differently. We're going to talk about how to help kids who just may need a little bit extra as they get ready for the classroom. That's coming up.
I want to show you the travel forecast. If you're heading out for the day or for the next couple of days around the Great Lakes region, looks pretty good. We'll get some showers and thunderstorms this afternoon, of course. And then we get some kind of clear sailing for a while. Don't see any rain around for Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Monday evening, we might get another shower. There's the rain off toward the northwest heading our way for later today. We do have a lakeshore flood advisory for Lake Michigan, gale warning over the open water of Lake Michigan, and all along the shoreline of the Great Lakes, at least our part of the Great Lakes, there's a small craft advisory today. Nationwide, don't see any issues that would slow down air traffic today. Of course, next week, early next week, we're going to probably have some issues in Florida with that approaching hurricane. But today, no slowdowns, weather-related slowdowns at any of the major airports around the nation. More about our forecast in a few minutes.